Thanks, Zach. It's a question that has been haunting a Virginia family for half a century. What happened to Duff? During the 1960s, the young pilot flew off to Vietnam and simply vanished.
Tonight in his special report, our Greg McQuade, along with photographer Chris Munnings, introduce us to the loved ones who are still looking for answers. Plus, you'll hear the voice of the young pilot that has been silenced for decades.
From Captain L.D. Harley to Miss Alice Harley.
Alice Waller lost count years ago of just how many times she has pored over these paragraphs.
It was just really a thrill to get a letter from him.
This particular note stands out among the rest.
Wednesday morning, dear Alice.
The author, her brother she hasn't seen in 50 years. Danville native Lee Dufford Harley, born in 1940, possesses a penchant for serving his nation and others.
About as perfect a young man as you would ever want to see.
Steve Turner.
There is Duff.
Recalls his best friend as always dreaming of a career in the cockpit.
I had aspirations to go to sea, and Duff to fly.
He was just exactly what I thought a man should be.
The future officer sweeps Patricia Patton off of her feet at a college dance.
We got married Easter weekend on March 31st, 1961.
But with the winds of war howling in a distant place called Vietnam, Patricia and Duff's time together would be short-lived. Duff is ordered overseas in January of 1966.
He had been taught God and country since he was little.
And I remember thinking, what do you say to somebody you love that you'll never see again?
At the airport, wife Patricia tries fighting back tears.
It was very difficult. Still is.
In Vietnam, Duff is tasked with a treacherous assignment. As a forward air controller, Duff flies an unarmed, slow-moving Cessna into enemy territory, serving as the eyes and ears for jet fighter pilots.
He made no bones about it that what he was going to be doing was a very dangerous job, and he may not come back.
Right now it looks like I'll probably be over here for the whole rest of my tour, and that'll suit me just fine.
In this rare recording, uncovered after sitting silent for years, Duff describes the beauty of Southeast Asia.
And I find this to be a very interesting place. I checked the temperature outside, and it was 110 degrees.
Just 5 days after making this audio tape,
May the 18th of 1966.
Duff takes off for yet another perilous mission. Somewhere over the border shared with Vietnam and Laos, enemy fire slams into his plane. Duff crashes into the dense jungle below, 7,000 miles away.
And I knew.
3 military men deliver the distressing news to Duff's young wife, Patricia.
So it was a difficult day.
In Danville, word reaches the Harley household.
And all we knew then was his plane had gone down.
Their pilot, husband, big brother, friend, was not coming home. For half a century, the family of Lee Dufford Harley has endured the unthinkable, losing a loved one without a body to bury, to mourn. On a sloping hillside at Arlington National Cemetery.
It's very peaceful.
Under an aging tree in Section H at marker 203, surrounded by the fallen, you'll find a marble stone dedicated in Duff's honor, but an empty grave sits below.
He's with his military family, and that's been helpful.
50 years later, those who knew Duff still cling to a thread of hope. His remains will be recovered.
Well, love never dies. It just doesn't.
Until they know what happened on that fateful day, Duff's family will cherish his jacket, Purple Heart, and their memories.
All of us are getting old, and Duff is still young.
Who would ever have thought that it would be this long, and we still don't know. We still have questions.
According to the Pentagon, Duff and more than 1,600 soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen are still listed as missing in action in Vietnam.
Lee Dufford Harley's name is chiseled on a section of the Virginia War Memorial honoring MIAs from Virginia as a lasting reminder of the 26-year-old sacrifice 50 years ago. I'm Greg McQuade, CBS 6 News.